I'm inside and I saw Star Trek the original series Metamorphosis. It is directed by Ralph Sinesky, written by Gene L. Kuhn, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts and we're following a shuttlecraft, USS Enterprise shuttlecraft to be specific, and we got Kirk in there, and we also have an assistant to a commissioner. Her name is Helen, and she's just chilling there, but she's got some rare disease, Sakura's disease. And immediately my first question is, why are you not using the USS Enterprise? Why are you using this shuttlecraft? This could have been explained, but it wasn't in this episode. It was like my first question. I'm like, okay, well, you're in the shuttlecraft. Oh, looks like you can't get back to the USS Enterprise. How convenient that you're not at the USS Enterprise. Wow. Why are they not at the USS Enterprise? If I missed something at the very beginning, please let me know, because this really affected my watching experience. This question just keeps going in my mind. Why are they not using the USS Enterprise? If they need to take her to the facilities on the USS Enterprise, why? And then there's this like weird gaseous thing that like sucks them. They go into this weird gaseous thing that's like a few hours away from the USS Enterprise that transports them to this weird planet. And then there's like this guy there, and this guy is like, oh hi, wow, who are you? How did you get here? That's crazy, I haven't seen you guys in a while. Oh wow, that's crazy, how did you guys get here? I haven't seen you guys ever. How did you, what? This is so weird, whoa. This guy's name is Chatrin, and there's also this gaseous orb that he talks to a lot, and it's interesting. It's called the Companion. It's yellow. I've never seen anything like it. It kind of looks like the weird gaseous thing that put the Enterprise shuttlecraft into this weird location. I don't know, it looks cool. I like the paintings around them, the shuttlecraft looks cool. I like the planet that they're on. This guy is a very important dude. He's way out of his time. He was a space warp. He created something very necessary for space travel. And then he was like flying out here. He's like, I'm dying. I go die. And then he encounters this freaking weird blob in space, and then that weird blob in space takes him to this fancy planet. And then he's just now young. He is no longer 80 years old. He's now like 30 years old. He's been 30 for like 150 plus years. I don't remember the exact number, but you know, he's old. He's really old. And also this, I call it the Companion. That's what he calls it. This Companion, this weird gaseous yellow weird thing. This thing here is like, oh yeah, you need some sort of companion. I brought these guys here. But this thing speaks in electrical impulses. It's weird. This is a weird episode because on the one hand, you got a guy who's like really important and doing science stuff, and I'm like, hey, I like that. I like the world building aspect. But then we got this chick over here, and she's dying of this rare disease, and she needs to be attended to or else she's going to die. So here's the stakes. She's going to die, and the Companion wants them to just sit there and just chill. And it turns out that this Companion is in love with Chatrin. Chatrin? I don't remember his name. Whatever, he's important. He's a very, very important fellow. This lady is dying as she goes outside, and the Companion is in love with her. And Chatrin's like, I don't want to be in love with the weird gaseous orb. So she's like, well, what about this body? And she takes over the body of the chick that was sick, and then they're now in love. Chatrin's like, oh, amazing. Wow, I can be in love with you, actually. This is so cool. And then they just sit there, they just stay there. And it's hard to get communication with the Enterprise. They're so far away. They're incredibly far away. Like 4 hours at least. And they get closer and closer. They're trying to find them. They eventually find each other. It's all fun and jazz and all that fun stuff. This episode, honestly, you could probably tell that I'm not a huge fan of this episode based on how I'm describing it with so much flippancy. Like, this is all right, I guess. Literally, Why aren't they using the Enterprise? If the Enterprise is such good stuff, why aren't you using it? Like, why is the captain away from his ship? Why is it the captain himself personally? Maybe establish, like, the Federation gave you some orders to get this chick from another planet. She's in, like, some sort of peace mission. Get this chick, she's dying. The USS Enterprise is on another planet for some repairs. Boom! Fixed everything. Nope, that was not explained, or at least I didn't catch that explanation. I don't want to be too, what is it? What's that frickin' term? Stern? It's not stern. Too concrete, that's what I'm trying to think. I'm not trying to be too concrete about whether they explained why they don't use the USS Enterprise and they instead use the shuttlecraft. I could have missed something, but based on my memory of it, and based on me remembering that I didn't hear that line, I will say, this review, it's whatever. I mean, this episode it's whatever. I like it, it's pretty. I like seeing a guy who's really necessary for the world to even exist. I like seeing that guy. The guy's out of time. I find the whole phenomenon pretty freaky, that he's just stuck on this like planet, and he's de-aged, and he's like 150 or 200 years old, however he is. He's really old. It's just interesting. Just use USS Enterprise. Just use the USS Enterprise. Why aren't you using it? If you had the USS Enterprise, then the entire plot of this episode could not exist, because this entire plot is dependent on them not being on the USS Enterprise. And as far as I remember, it's not explained, but please, 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 let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong. They do explain it in like a line or two that I probably missed, but I was probably staring at that chick's cool dress. She has a pretty cool dress. It's like green and blue. It's pretty rad. Overall, this episode it's so whatever. I do like that we have two people are now united. Now we got a husband and wife situation instead of a guy in a cloud situation. It's weird. This episode is definitely one of the weirder ones. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's bad, just the thing I keep saying, like, why aren't you using the USS Enterprise, dude? But whatever, it's alright. I like this episode. I don't think I could watch it again, because the question of why aren't you using the USS Enterprise just is stuck in my head. So I gotta give this episode, it's a solid, like, 7.3 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one the platform really likes that. If you want a fast track movie review, you can do that for $20 dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movies, go to this link to find the way you can help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movies. So you can go here. And until next time, mint salad sauce, see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. Pew! Beam me up.